Now I need some water.
Wait. Ah, baby. Come on, bitch, I fixed it.
You got so mad.
Yeah, I fixed it. I used my gloves, and it should have worked, and it did. We're back. It's episode 14. It's awkwardly tall. It is I, Chase Midkiff. You are you. If it's your first time, if it's your second time, if it's your 14th time, 18th time, 1000th time, we don't give a fuck. We appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in to this episode on the YouTube channel or on the podcast for the audio listeners. I'm going to get better at catering to y'all now that I'm doing this video thing. But we appreciate every single one of y'all for tuning in. That's all I'm saying. We welcome you back. If you haven't checked out the last episode 13, with my good pal, Rick G, once again. He was on the podcast once before. He came in and did it again, y'all. He came in and did the first visual YouTube channel podcast for Awkwardly Tall. You know why? Because he loves me, he cares about me, and it made me less nervous, y'all. It made, we had the drinks flowing, we had the smoke flowing, we had the conversation going. He's a charismatic, nice dude. He's a good buddy of mine. It was easy, y'all. We made that first episode, we crushed it. We killed it. We took it in its hindquarters and its hippity-dippities, and we gave it the ya-ya, and we threw it out the door, y'all. We did it. We out here, and that being said, the first solo episode, let me just ring-dingle the mic there for you guys. Yeah, my nerves are racked, y'all. I'm shaking like a dog shitting peach seeds. No, that was fake. Like, we'll try to steady it out for you. But yeah, it's nerve-wracking, y'all. This shit's all new to me. We got the dogs over here in the corner. We got the thin walls and all the things happening in the world around us because world happens. They don't know we're filming. We got my audio set up right here to the left that I want to keep looking at. We got this coffee probably hyping me up. Sorry, Sloppy. We'll talk about him in a second, but I'm still on the tea sometimes to wake me up, but I don't know, dude. I just can't kick the coffee. It's not a caffeine thing, 'cause I hate being jittery. I think you're right, dude. I think the coffee just got me, and it's tricked me, and I got to get off of it. As I take a sip. Nah, but yeah, we didn't expect the nerves to be as high for the first episode. However, we do appreciate it. We do appreciate it because I've said it once before, maybe 5 or 4 times before. I don't know. But growth is found outside the comfort zone, y'all. Once you're outside your comfort zone and learning things about the outside the comfort zone situation, really take that shit in. Find out what you need to work on, what's for you, what's not for you, I had to fucking flip the camera that shows me my setup, and like on my camcorder there, that is you guys, I could flip it to make sure that everything was still recording, going the way it needed to go. And, I could see myself moving, make sure I don't move out of frame, do all those things. Long story short, I tried a couple takes before this, and my nerves got racking, like I said, and I could not stop looking at that fucking screen. I literally paused, reset everything. Don't look at the camera, Chase. Don't look at the camera. Or look at the camera, Chase. Look at the camera, Chase. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Look in the lens. Look at the camera. Look at the lens. I did that over and over in my head. I had to flip it. Now, I'm looking at it right now. I don't even know if you guys can tell the difference because it's so close to the lens of me looking at the lens and not looking at it. But I was so nervous and thinking about just that, it was fucking up my podcast. So I flipped it. Now I'm going to do it. Now I'm looking at the black Canon. I'm looking at Canon. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at Canon. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at the back of the screen. I'm looking at you. Back of screen, 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 back of screen. You. It's me and you. We're personal with our eyes, and I am inside of you with my eyeballs through a YouTube channel, me and you. Yeah, I don't know if it makes a difference. That's all I'm saying. But I flipped it. I couldn't keep watching myself on the screen. I couldn't do it because that's all I was doing. I was just looking at the screen. I was looking at it. I was just staring at the screen. I was just looking at it. So we got past that. If you guys were here for the first episode, you'll notice the razzmatazz that is New Heart that we added, that we love. So we'll start off, you know me. Go Mavs go. We had that first episode because you know how I be. We had North Carolina Tar Heels because you know how that be. First episode. Go North Carolina. We had, let's see if I can not cover them. We had the Mac Miller and the Chance memorabilia that my sister had sent me because she is a wonderful, wonderful lady. She loves the arts. She got all the artistic ability, and she sent me these wood burnings, and she is just the sweetest, and I love her for it, and they had to be up. They were up here. If you tuned into episode 13, if you haven't, go check it out, YouTube channel right now, you know what I'm saying? But they were up here. They were doing falling. They were doing wobbling. They were covering, some things where I can't, they were covering this wall. They were covering my hands and stuff, so we moved them. We got them hung up for y'all right here. And then, moving on, Episode 7, Champ Blue Sloppy. Check it out. He raps. He's in a new short movie that they just released called Creststone. Check that out. Fucking phenomenal film. But he's also an artist. He posts things on his Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Go follow those things, and he'll be posting art, and you can scoop it just like I did with the fucking Alice in Wonderland memorabilia. The TikTok, because time's wasting, y'all. Time's wasting. Do some things. It's Rona season. Time's wasting. But nah, it's the Alice in Wonderland rabbit, the crazy wackadoo one, and his third eye's open, and his two regular eyes are sewn shut with the little buttons, and his head's in his teacup, and it's just a trippy, cool little, how do you come up with this in your brain is what I thought when I saw that. Look at that. That blows my mind how he came up with that, and then not only did it, but put it out with the detail. I'm not an artist, y'all. Clearly, I'm not, but fuck. Sloppy 919, he'll sign it at the bottom. He always signs it on the back. Champ Blue Sloppy loves you when he sends you shit because he does love you for buying his stuff. Go check it out. He's always posting the art. You guys will love it. You guys will love it when you get it. It's phenomenal shit. And it comes out of his brain. It comes out of his mind. It's fucking ridiculous. That's crazy. But moving on, right below that, another piece from somebody that I love, near and dear. Already mentioned her once. Gonna mention her again because she's the best. My sister, Jessica. Bam. Bam. I'll say it again. Bam. Look at that. Took an Arkansas Razorbacks logo and I don't know if you can see that. It says for Chase with her signature in 2010. 2010, it stood the test of time. And she just took a picture of a logo that I saw, that I loved. Go Hogs, woo pig suey. Fucking you know what it is. But she killed it, y'all. She crushed it. She just, she is like the ice machine in your freezer when you hit the button and change the mode because she crushed it. Crushed it. Thank you, Jessica. I love you. You're the greatest. Sloppy, love. Whoever made those, love. You guys are the greatest. You make my podcast what it is. When we have the guest episodes, panned over, zoomed out to the left like we did with the first episode with Rick G., we're going to have some stuff to the right of the Mavericks flag, baby, because it's only right we add more art, because we love more people. We love more cool things when we see it, and we want to get them. We want to make people continue to do the cool by purchasing the cool that is, you know? Whether it be a friend, whether it be a stranger, you see something cool, don't try to cop that shit for free or less to nothing, you know? Pay the man. Pay the man. You like the art, pay the man or the woman or the dog or the hamster, the entity that is. Pay the man. We had to get a sip because through those couple other takes, the coffee is not cold, but it's getting cooler. And y'all, cold coffee, we're just not here for it, yo. You're not here for cold coffee. That's how I know sloppy's right, because the flavor's shit, and none of it's good. Hazelnut's the only good one when it gets kind of cold, and then when it's, you know, I shouldn't even say kind of cold. When it gets kind of warm still, it's good, and then past that warm stage, it's like, took a shit. I don't like it, but... I also put too much creamer in that too, so probably cooled it off a bit. But yeah, we got it rocking and rolling on the first solo episode 14 for the YouTube channel. First solo episode for the YouTube channel. It's more nerve-wracking because, you know, things can happen. My dogs are over there. They're sleeping tidy little Betty Bye Boos right now. But you know what happens when they fucking come a rocking on the camera, and I got a situation, some things, you know, working on the fly. I'm a one-man fucking show. I got the visual. I got a little cue card below it, so I hit the topics that I want to hit so I don't fucking forget about them. I got the audio over here that my brain wants to look over at to the left every single time to make sure my levels aren't too high, too low, you know. Don't want to blow out your eardrums. Don't want to make sure you can't hear me when I'm talking in a fucking seductive little whisper. I learned that... Excuse me, that made my throat do some odd things. I learned that in that first episode. I was trying to whisper or lower my voice, and that's when I should get closer to the mic and maybe speak a little louder, put a little rasp or something so you guys can hear. Hopefully you guys can hear that. You know, like I said, I just looked over at the audio level trying to see if you could or not, but fuck it. It's live. You guys are seeing it. You guys are seeing it with the perfections, the imperfections. I just almost kissed the mic, and I love it, you know. Because like I said, being outside my comfort zone is interesting. I cannot get used to looking at a camera. I cannot get the nerves to go away that I thought wouldn't even exist in a room by my fucking self. That's my fucking house. Like, what the fuck? I just never thought I would have the nerves or the slight anxiety or any of the problems that I ran into with the first couple of takes. I never thought would happen. Like, never. You know, I didn't expect for a lens to be on just me by myself in my house and me to get nervous enough to not want to, you know, look at it or, you know, keep checking the screen, keep worrying about my surroundings, worrying about all that good stuff. But, you know, we're going to figure it out. Eventually, I got this TV to the left you guys could see in the Rick G episode. I'm trying to have that somewhere to where I can maybe have a little laptop, pull up some videos when we're referencing things. You know, I'll be my own Jamie. If you guys watch Joe Rogan's podcast on YouTube, I'll be my own Jamie. I will be my own Jamie. No, I'm just, yeah, I will actually. I was going to say I'm just kidding, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. There's going to be a lot of things going on, but we are going to keep the content coming for y'all because, I agree with what Rick G said in the last episode. You got to know how to promote yourself. It's hard to. I don't like to come off as an arrogant motherfucker. I don't like to come off as anything but goofy, wackadoo magoo me. Like, I like to be myself, and it's even hard to do that in front of a camera because, you know, you don't want to offend. You don't want to do something and see it later and people might judge me for that, or people might make fun. People might make fun of the fact that I'm repping this Mac Miller, and I'm repping this Mac Miller, you know? People might make fun of the fact that I'm sipping my coffee out of a Globe mug, you know? People might make fun of the fact that I have some of my smoking utensils right here and all the good stuff. People might make fun of the fact that I let my dogs knock my camera over for you guys live, baby. Because if it falls over and I'm going to have to get a zoom, and then I'll zoom into my face, I'll let you guys know what the fuck's going on. I'll cut to my camera's mic. It'll be a good time. It'll be a good time, and I think it's good for me. I think by the end of all this, you guys are going to be loving the content. I'm going to be loving looking at the camera. I'm going to be loving being in front of this shit. And it's just going to be another thing added to the Batman gadget belt, you know? right now I have a few gadgets, a few things. You know, I got one here somewhere and like down here maybe, and then one like right in front of my ween that's probably shielding the old ween peen there. And then, you know, I'm trying to add some to my left side. It's, you know, I've avoided it because it's my least dominant side. And the gadgets are hard to pull from the left side because my hand is like a 7-year-old's hand doing left-handed things. And then this is advanced. This is the advanced one. This is my advanced hand. This is my hand that is the college professor that is an arrogant dickhead, but he's always right. So we got to add some stuff to the left side of the bat gadget. You know what I'm saying? But moving on, like I said, we appreciate you guys being here, whether you're listening audio, video, both, all, 4 times a day, 4 minutes a day. I don't give a shit. You guys are gross. You guys are disgusting, just like us on Awkwardly Tall. Look at this. I'll put it into perspective on Awkwardly Tall in my gym shorts. Woohoo! This is why we can't stand. We almost took the mic down with us with our shirt, and that would have been really bad. But yeah, Awkwardly Tall. We love it. That's why it's the name of the podcast. Moving on, I see the current topic to trend, other than murder hornets that I'm not touching on, refuse to do it. Unemployment, y'all. Whether it be, you know, the website, from what I understand, has been breaking. Like thousands of people, if not over that, hundreds of thousands or whatever, every day trying to sign up because, you know, they lost their job due to the coronavirus, or, you know, I know people that found out unemployment is more than what they're making, so they quit their jobs or did whatever they do just to fucking draw their unemployment, which is their own choice. Do what you got to do. But my thing is, if you're going to be an essential worker and you're going to have a job, and then you're going to go on social media and think that your opinion, and I repeat it, your opinion matters even a morsel out there where with everybody. And I understand this podcast is me talking and it's filled with opinions. This is nothing but opinions, if you ask me. Like me and my I just try to put the opinions in the oddest, most fun way that I can. But like, in the grand scheme of things, I don't expect people to take my opinion on the internet and do anything with it. And if they do, it's usually negative. They're usually fucking trolls or wackadoomagoo tearing you down. I'm clicking. You know what? Fucking Java tried to update in my podcast. Cancel that shit. Get out of here, bro. Like I said, you guys saw it. That could have been bad. Prevented it. Fucking James Bond. Spy, my guy. Spy versus Spy. Old black and white cartoon. My dog kind of looks like him. Fucking look it up. Prevented. Like fucking Armageddon, you know? Yeah, I'm talking Steven Tyler, Bruce Willis, Armafucking-geddon, crisis averted. Anyways, back to it. Don't complain if you have an essential job and unemployment. People drawing unemployment are getting more money than you working your essential job. Motherfucker, you get to go to work throughout this epidemic or whatever, a pandemic, whatever you want to call it. I don't know the difference scientifically. Sip the coffee. But you have a job. You have sustainable, regular money that you can rely on coming in. Because you get no chance. We're not barking. It's okay, dude. We're not barking. It's the thing that it's not going to awkwardly tall, y'all. It's going to happen. I know it is. But it shouldn't happen. Anyways, don't complain. Don't complain because you have a job and you have sustainable income. And after all of this is, you know, you're still stacking your money. After all this is over, you're still stacking your money. You're still going to have your job. Like you you get to be as normal as possible during this epidemic while, like, if you, aside from if your essential job has to do with working around coronavirus or anything like that, Yeah, but you get to be out making your money, whether it be a little, whether it be a lot, make your money. And if it's not enough, if you're mad that unemployment is drawing more than you, or you think your job should pay you more because working in these times of crisis, maybe you work at a grocery store and you're more prone to be getting it now during this time of crisis. You think the grocery store should pay you more and they're not going to. Draw the unemployment or try to find a different opportunity, if you will. Everybody, I say do something that makes you happy or do something that makes you rich, because 9 times out of 10, a lot of people are doing neither at the same time. I'm going to say grocery store because I have no passion for seeing people on a regular. I have no passion for customer service because it's just, I was a server at a restaurant, at multiple restaurants, I guess. And it's just not a good time for the most part, having to always stay, not honest with your opinions because you have to keep a certain image on. That being said, I'll just say I'm a grocery store clerk. I would not want to do that as bad during these times, so I would probably try to move to something that either made me more happy to counteract the of having to go to the work at the grocery store, even though it annoyed me. Like a podcast, starting this podcast it made me happy. I'm not saying I fucking was having a bad time in life when I started the podcast. I'm just saying it's definitely uplifted and changed my life for the better. So you could do something along those lines, or do something that makes you rich. Quit the grocery store and, to each their own. Get a better job. Get a harder job that pays more. That's not necessarily better, but you hated the grocery store and you're going to hate you're going to hate heavy equipment too, but heavy equipment pays a lot better than the damn grocery store. So then you can save up some money and take that money to do something that makes you happy and makes you, a sustainable career. Because if you're happy, you'll be willing to accept less money, in my opinion, doing something that you're happy with than, I'm not saying much less. Like, I'm not saying you're willing to make $50,000 a year having the best job ever, as opposed to $5 million a year at your capabilities at a job you might not like. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you should be in the self of doing both. You should be in the middle of doing both for yourself. I fucked that up. That I seized that sentence. I seized it, but you should be in the middle of both, whether it be, like I said, you don't have to be working a job that makes you happy or fulfilled. You can just be working a job that pays the bills and puts the food on the table. But in your free time, then you should fill your free time with things that make you happy or fulfilled, a little bit more than usual, in my opinion, because if not, you might lose your sense of self, or you might be, a little bit less, you're going to be a little less happy than you could be. And who the fuck wants that? I know, going back to the podcast, I know since I started this, randomly for no reason, I'm more happy just because, if I get upset, I sit there and I can think about podcast ideas now, or I can think about, video editing ideas now that I have a YouTube channel, or I can literally just go look at the podcast and see how the views change. I know that sounds a little bit narcissistic, but I also appreciate one view. Like, my total views throughout all of the fucking episodes total hasn't it's however many, it's a few hundred, I think, through all the episodes. If I get 30 listens every episode, that would be over 400. So but if I look at that ticker and it goes up 1, it makes me happy. It makes me feel fulfilled, and it makes me feel like somebody took something away from what I'm doing. So instead of, it's just made me really weirded out by the amount of people that want to bitch about the same thing. I'm not getting as much money as a lot of people during this time, and they're not even working, or their job, the vice versa. I don't get to work, and their job is considered essential, and they work at a damn grocery store, or they work at a damn, they work for the city laying concrete, whatever. I've heard it all. But that stuff is just, it makes me irritable. It makes me want to say something. It makes me think like, wow, Chase, you really shouldn't get involved. Like, you have no place, and this isn't even your conversation, or this isn't even in your world right now. Like, these people haven't included you in this situation on social media or in real life, and it makes me want to insert myself just to be like, hey, motherfucker, look at this side of things. There's this line here, right here in the fucking middle, and you're over here, and, you know, it's okay to be over here with your opinion. That's perfectly fine, fucking Sandy, but you have to be able to look over the line right here and see this side of things and have that fucking perspective and respect it. And I'm not saying all the way over here, all the fucked up weird wackadoo-magoo, because I'm not respecting all the fucked up weird wackadoo-magoo over here. We're talking middle grounds and peeking over the fence that is the middle line. If you can't look over and have a little bit of fucking perspective for somebody that is on the other side of that line than you, then like you're entering the conversation in the wrong mindset anyways, because it's an opinion thing and you're sad about it, I guess. I don't know. It just makes me irritable, y'all. It makes me irritable, but that's just like, if you choose to look at that shit on social media, normally I just scroll past any of it. I don't read any of the comments. It's just weird how many posts I've seen lately scrolling through that have to do with unemployment. And it's funny because a lot of low-income areas is where I see it coming from. And it's like, look, motherfucker, if you wouldn't work for fucking the minimum wage that's $10 in some states that I know, or $10.50, then you wouldn't have to work 55 hours a week to make the same as somebody drawing an unemployment check or however many. You know, I've seen it all. I've seen it all in posts. I got to work this many hours, or I have to put in this much overtime, or my job is 10 hours of the hardest work of your life, and you're unemployed. Like, I've seen it all. You know, I've seen it all. This Rona's bringing out the worst in people, man. I'm seeing all this weird conspiracy shit. I'm seeing, you know, people maybe that had some answers to maybe a vaccine or getting gunned down, unexpectedly murdered, or fucking, you know, some Russian doctors were trying to speak out about some things in Russia from what I've read. I don't know if any of this is true. I don't assume anything I read is true because everything is misinformation now. It's because it's on the internet, and I don't know where any of it's coming from. I'm just telling you what I read, and it makes me think things when I smoke marijuanas, okay? So, some Russian doctors all have been within the last recent of talking about the Rona and their opinions on it that disagreed with the fucking government have plunged themselves out of windows out of stress. They're basically trying to say these guys just couldn't take it anymore and was like, off the top and fucking up from the top ropes, like fucking WWE. I gotta stop saying the F word. Wow. It's just us. I'm like Gary V. It's just there. It spices the lingo. It moves the conversation for me. I got to stop it, though. But yeah, just, it's, I don't know. It's just the most irritating thing on the planet. And like I said, it's just weird to see what the Rona is doing to people, y'all. Like it's taking over the social media, and then, you know, the Rona starts dying down, and people want to talk about these hornets and the Rona and the unemployment and the, you know, fat shaming was another big trending topic I saw like a couple days ago. Like, who cares about fat shaming? Like, my opinion on it is, if you are fat and you know that, then that is okay. And if you don't want to do anything about it, then that is okay. You can be fat, just don't be disgusting. Like, there's a difference between fat and disgusting. You know what? Like, disgusting is like eating like a slob. You know, eat 500 pounds of food a day if you want to, but don't eat it like it's the last thing on the planet and it has to run down your cheeks. And my mustache is getting into my mouth. It's weird. I don't know. I've never had a mustache before, so I need to get some wax or something to get it all curlicue for you guys or something. I'm going to leave it. I don't even know what it did, and I'm going to leave it because I'm a gangster rebel and I'm here with my friend Mac. But yeah, I just, The fat shaming topic was a weird one. Like, look, let people be fat, and let people that are fat and want to do something about it and get skinny do that, and let people that are fat and want to be fat, but also, if you want to be fat, don't be gross. You know, don't be, like I said, the food is an example. Don't, trying to, here's one that people are going to disagree with, and I love it because my opinion I agree with. Like Chris D'Elia said it on a podcast the other day. The only person that has to agree with your opinion is you, and it makes you feel great if you have the right mindset. Yes! Go Chris. I love Chris D'Elia. Shout out to him. Go check out his Congratulations podcast. But Lizzo with the cheeks out at the Lakers game was a while back. I'm still torn about it because that's not okay. There's children watching games, and they don't want to see your butt cheeks. And even more so, they don't want you to inspire other girls to show their butt cheeks like that, or guys. Because, I mean, ew. You know? I've never wore pants that show the underwear underneath. Like, what? It's not the fact, at that point, like, it's not even the fact that you're big, it's the fact that your ass is out. Like, what are you doing? That just adds to it. What are you doing? Your butt is out. We can't show the world your butt at the Lakers game because you want to giggle and be funny. No butts. No butts. No butts. No butts for the children. I'm going to get off the social media stuff because it's not funny. Like, unless you watch the right stuff, it's not funny. You know what is funny? The other day, this guy, I don't know how, it was Rona season. The other day, this guy that lives next to me was having his sprinklers redid, and they were digging up some ground and, giving the old scoop McGill, and they trenched out his yard. I don't know if you guys have ever seen sprinklers being done, but they got to dig pretty deep, and they put the pipes all the way down there, the PVC, and they run them, and then they run the elbows up to where the sprinkler can just poke out, and then they refill all the holes, and then they're responsible for sodding all your grass and yabba dabba da. And they did this entire guy's yard, like a lot of sprinklers, and they did it while he was at work and based off of the layout that he had presented them with, I guess, or what they agreed upon. I don't know. They dug up his yard, did all the stuff, laid all the dirt back down. They're quick at it. They were getting it done. Quick action, quick strip McGip. And we were outside, me and my dogs, walking them. My good little poochie piz, Chance and Benji. I was outside walking the dogs. Walking by the neighbor's house, and I hear like an argument happening, and it's the sprinkler guy and him, and they're just damn near like nose to nose. And the sprinklers guy's like, look, I did it how you asked. I don't know what more you want from me. Like, I put the sprinklers in the spots we agreed on, and da da da. And I heard everything. I heard the first thing I heard was, well, if you walk over this corner, and he walked over the corner, he's like, this corner right here I'm gonna back over this one within the first day. That's too close to the driveway, and then you can walk straight with the one that's supposed to be the same amount of distance from the driveway in the middle of the yard, and it's farther out like that one should be. You didn't line it up. And it was just, he was talking about crooked pipes and didn't line it up, and he walked him over to another part of the yard and you put these ones too close to the sidewalk, so if I ever have guests trying to park on the side of the street, their cars are going to get sprayed by a sprinkler. And then these two over here right in front of my fence, for some reason thought they had to be raised up to reach the hill, so now they look like two light poles in the side of the yard, two white PVC light poles. It was just, he was cremating this guy. He was destroying him. He was not giving him any breath. This is how it should be done. This is what I wanted to do. And everything that he said was a matter of inches, maybe a foot. Like, I know people listening to this are probably, have laid sprinklers or do it or know the process or whatever, and they probably agree with the gripey old man. But like, dude, you could just be like, hey, these are the problems that I see, and I don't really think I'm going to pay for it, or I think it should be fixed, or like he was not belittling. He didn't really call names or like, how stupid can you be? It was just very like saying everything but that. Like, nobody that's been doing it, because the guy must have told him he'd been doing sprinklers for 15 years. Nobody been in this industry 15 years would have done that. Nobody wants flagpoles in their yards. You don't know that? Like, we had the raised up sprinklers in our yard in Nebraska growing up, and like they were good. They had to be raised up to reach a higher level of our yard that kind of like went up a hill and some stairs and some stuff. It sounds weird, I know, but they were fine. They were good. That was it was good. Like, I just don't, people are just so mad during Rona season. Like, I feel like everybody wants to get out. Everybody has this inside of them right now, and they're just trying to get out. For the audio listeners, I paused and was shaking my body like I was convulsed. They just want to get out. They just want to do the things, and you know, they're not going to get out and do the normal things anymore, because the normal things that they were doing beforehand was probably boring and, you know, not, they were probably pretty basic, pretty routine, doing the same thing throughout the days. And people want to get out and do the cool things now because they realize that at any point in time, it can all be taken away from them. And so everybody's so mad that they're still cooped up and they don't know what to do. You know, they've played their 87th game of Sorry, and they've had to insert celebrities into their Guess Who. You know, does she look like a bitch? Yes. Carol Baskin. That fucking bitch, Carol Baskin. You know, but yeah, it's just, I feel like, you know, and when I'm out driving, people are nuts. People are about wrecking. I've seen so many, I keep scratching my nose. This mustache is killing it. I've seen so many car accidents lately. I've seen so many people driving like they're trying to escape Alcatraz with a car that hovers on water only if you move past 100 miles an hour. Like, I've seen, you know, I've heard all the honking. Everybody's honking at everybody now. Like, the craziest drivers. People don't know what the difference in the fast, middle, and slow. It's just crazy. This shit has everybody cooped up, and everybody just needs to let loose. Everybody just needs to chill out. They should give everybody like something that chills them out in their house during Rona season, because that's what they should be spending all their money on or having given to them. I don't know, dude. It's to the point where people are mad at free stuff. Like, when in the time of ever has anybody on the planet ever complained about receiving $1,200? Ever. If someone came and gave you $1,200, when has anybody ever complained about it? Well, by golly, I've seen more opinions and conspiracies and arguments and everything about that. Like, you're mad at free stuff. You're mad at free stuff. No, we don't get to do that here. Not here on Awkwardly Tall Freaking Podcast, episode 14, y'all. We don't get to be mad at free stuff, okay? Like, I don't care if somebody comes up to you and gives you a makeshift skateboard that's taped together that you're never going to ride with 4 different wheels and shitty trucks. It's free, and take it and use it in a skit to smash it in half, or fake hit somebody in the face with it, or find a use for free stuff, or don't accept the free stuff. But beggars can't be choosers. You ever heard of that one? Don't have an opinion on the free stuff. You know, it gets as bad as, you know, a coworker could bring a plate of cookies and say, everybody have a cookie. You know, everybody have some cookies. I made some cookies, and I was trying to be a nice person, and everybody loves peanut butter snickerdoodle. And you got that one bitch that's just like, actually, I prefer white chocolate macadamia. I just prefer chocolate chip. Well, actually, Skip. Actually, John. Actually, Margaret. Actually, whoever the hell you are. Your opinion doesn't matter in this situation because it's free stuff. It's a free cookie. You don't get to look at a free peanut butter snickerdoodle and say, I wish it was a chocolate cookie. No, you don't. Because guess what? It's not. Because guess what? You didn't pay to get your choice. Oh, look at that. You didn't pay for it. You didn't pay to get your choice. So you don't get to complain about the free stuff. Oh, a coworker makes, this is the best one. A coworker makes everybody freaking Rona masks with the fabrics and the elastics, and they all got cool designs. Who has the damn nerve to tell her that there's no N95 filter on that? Show me that person so I can spit on their shoes, or so I can, force them to give me their belt so they got to pull their pants up all day, Or show me that person so I can shave one of their eyebrows because you're terrible and you're awful and you're complaining about free stuff. And that's not a thing. We don't do it. Nobody. You know what you do? If free stuff sucks, you dispose of it because it was free and you don't say anything. You maybe, oh, yeah, I'll try that beer. Bring it on over and let me have one. Oh, this is trash. Why would you ever bring me this? I can't even finish this. You're going to have to drink it. Oh, my goodness. Hey, dump it in the trash because they gave it to you. Dump it in the trash and it's over and you never have to drink it again. But don't look at your buddy that gave you free stuff and say, hey, this one's a little too hoppy for me and I don't know why you made me try it. Don't make them feel bad about being a nice person. They could have charged you. That 6-pack of heady IPA that you didn't like probably cost them, $12 because I'm in Colorado and that shit's not cheap here. And guess what? They could have charged you $2 for that. $2 to break even. They could have done it. But guess what? Free stuff because they love you. And guess what you did? Shit on love. You just took, you ever seen Dumb and Dumber? Well, there's shit on there. There's shit on the ceiling. There's shit on my mirror. There's shit in the bathtub. Yeah, that's what you did to their love. You put shit on their love and you smeared shit on their heart and you smeared shit on their care and you smeared shit on their feelings and you smeared shit on their happiness and you smeared shit on their free. I'd make you pay for it after that. I'd say, give me $2 then, bitch. Give me $2 if you want to complain about it. If not, I don't want to hear it. If you're going to complain about it, you're going to pay me $2. I will accept $2 and listen to you complain all day long because then you paid for the product and you have a reason to be complaining. But free stuff, no complaints. It's that easy. It's that easy. There's free stuff, no complaints. There's also it just comes down to a vast majority of some, people that we are, they lack this hidden gem, in the video game. You follow the little treasure trail through the trees and trees got you in a moth and then you step in the mud and then something comes out and scares you and something scratching you or something. And then I was going somewhere with this. But basically what I'm getting at is people lack common sense. I don't know how I was getting there, but people lack common sense. I had an analogy for it, forgot the analogy because I had way too many thoughts in my brain, probably because of this coffee that I'm going to continue to drink. And people lack common sense. And that's where I was going with it. Whether it be, I think it's an awareness thing. Common sense and awareness are they fuck sense, they're making babies. Common sense and awareness, if you're not aware of your surroundings, your common sense level looks ridiculously non-existent. If you're that coworker that, I shouldn't even say coworker, if you're just that person that doesn't realize when you come off as abrasive or if you're coming off a certain way and you just continue to bother situations or whatever, you lack common sense enough to know that people are judging you at this point. Or, going back to the fast lane thing, if you're in the left lane and somebody is coming up on your butt fast and you don't get over, you don't have the common sense to look in your rearview mirror and realize, hello, someone's on my butthole. I'm not going fast enough and there's a lane for that. I know people that will ask, questions and sit there and speculate and get mad and opinion and, argue with something that's on the internet on the Google or on their phone, this thing, the internet in the pocket. Look at it. Google it. Look it up. Not everything's out there true, though. So the fact that you didn't have the common sense to look it up probably means that you don't have the common sense to decipher between bullshit and not bullshit. So you should probably figure that out too, because there's been a lot of lack of common sense during this whole pent up Rona season shit. There's people cutting their own hair. There's people protesting in massive quantities during time where people are trying not to get sick. There's people licking toilet seats during Corona season for Rona Challenge. There's coworkers or friends or family members or people that have to be around each other are arguing about the dumbest things on the planet. Like I said, fat shaming, Rona season, murder hornets, Russia killings, killing doctors that know about Rona, anything. People argue about anything, bro. Joe Exotic. People argue about Joe Exotic. Oh, Nicolas Cage shouldn't have played him. Somebody else should have played him. And this new thing that's coming out that I heard about. Oh, this comedian ain't good. That comedian's better. Oh, this comedian did this. Oh, stop it. Just, don't argue on the internet and show people that you lack common sense and perspective of the other side. Like, just know that when this quarantine's over, you're going to be able to express your energy however you feel free. I mean, shit, you got to be able to put that into something else anyways. But again, the common sense, people just want to sit at home and bury themselves in either social media or opinions, or just let thoughts flow through their head. Like I don't know. I don't know how you could deal with, like, I already have stress and anxiety during this time just because of all the situations and BS that is, like, I just don't see how people could continue to pile more stress and anxiety and all that on top of everything by arguing constantly all the time about things that do not matter. Unless you have the Rona or it's affecting somebody that you're very close with or whatever right now, and you know about it, don't act like you know about it. Oh, this one's scary because it mutates. Oh, this one's scary because it transmits faster. Oh, this one's different than the flu. Oh, this one's the same as the flu. I don't care. I don't care what you think, because none of you guys are right, because nobody knows what's right. And apparently, nobody knows what's right because they're killing people who knows what's right. And if they're trying to speak out about what's right, they're going to shoot them in the face because this is a conspiracy. I don't care. I don't care what you think, because I think what I think and you think what you think, and that's never going to change. We both are thinking. We're both sitting here with we are thinking, drinking Abraham Lincoln every day. Every day we're sitting here thinking, drinking like Abraham Lincoln, dude. Like old, honest Abe. But, I just don't, like I said, I hope all this shit eases up after Rona season. Sorry, I keep glancing. My dog, I wish you guys could see him. My dog, Benji, is over there. Passed out like this. Tongue out. Tongue out. I got to wipe, but tongue out. I had to wipe with the shirt. Got a little bit of saliva, but tongue out, man. Like, he is just, I wish you guys could see it. It's the funniest thing. Like, sometimes I sit here and wonder what dogs are thinking, doing, like all of that good stuff, but specifically the dreams, because I don't care what anybody says, those motherfuckers are dreaming. They're running, or they're barking or whining or whatever. If you have a dog, you know what I'm talking about. They're doing things. I've seen a dog, everybody's seen this video, the golden retriever that's running in its sleep, and then it jumps up to run away and runs into the wall and wakes up. Yeah, they're dreaming about something, and I want to know what. I want to know, how involved am I? Or is it a dream or a nightmare? Or, did that one traumatize Benji? Is that why Benji's going to stay from now on? Like, is it not me training? Is it a traumatizing dream? I keep looking at him off to the side every time I say something, but what is he dreaming about? His tongue is going, and his little paw, one of them's going, and his tail's going, it's straightening. I'll describe it for the audio listeners. His tongue's flapping really fast like he's licking something, and his one paw is just moving really fast like he's pawing, and then his tail is slowly like straightening out and going back down and straightening out. He's in it, y'all. I'm sure it's going to stop soon, but right now he's in dreamland, Millie Gilliamville. I know you guys have probably heard Gunny, and a fluffernutter back there. But hey, what are you going to do? I'd bark too. Nobody brings me in. I would definitely bark. I would not only bark, I would raise a commotion, this is what happens. Okay, so I don't know when, I don't know how, I don't know what. I need mics, I need cords, I need mixers, I need things, but potentially the things that are talked about. So the things that are talked about where I work with all my coworkers are pretty laid back. They're all hilarious. We get to talk about the funniest things. It's like podcast material, right? I might be able to get that. I might be able to get a couple of at work episodes, once every 2 months, once every 3 months, so it's not too stressful on the work environment too. But I might be able to bring that to you guys soon. You guys are going to start hearing from some funny freaking people if that's a thing. I'm shouting it out right now. I'm not going to say anything more than that, but boy, I am excited. I am excited. You guys should be excited. Like I said, this YouTube channel is about to start taking off. We're about to start doing all this stuff. I don't mean to keep harping on it, but every podcast episode from here on out, I'm going to try my best to film, unless for some reason I can only drop audio. And I'm going to be filming other things, whether it be making music videos, making hype videos for where I work, making the podcast, maybe for where I work, have some cameras. I don't know if I have enough cameras for that, so that might be just an audio thing, but we're going to try to get as much as the stuff we're out and about doing posted on the YouTube, whether it be, like I said, this podcast. I've taken my camera out to my buddy Rick G. That was on the last episode. We film his podcast. We film him doing some rapping. We film all sorts of stuff. It's all going to be posted here. It's going to start taking off. The podcast is still going to be a thing. I'm going to start trying to bring in more guests on the podcast because I like to be funny. I like to sit here and goof around, but I really, really, really love, like we've talked about it, I love perspective. I want to get perspectives. I want to get people in and out. I want to get people on here, being themselves and telling their stories. And I literally just want to learn anything about anybody because everything is interesting to me. I feel like everybody's got something a little bit to say. But yeah, this Rona season is freaking killing me because I don't want to do some BS where I film myself and then film somebody else on Zoom and just, I want to bring it to y'all. So all the people that I'm close with that I haven't done podcasts with, I've been getting in touch with, see if they're coming over to the house, do some podcasts. They say yes or no, whatever reasons, it's okay. So we're going to have those guests on. But then I'm telling y'all, when this Rona season stuff is over, we've got stuff lined up with whether it be friends or people I admire or, people in the cannabis industry, people in the film industry. I have a couple of friends, Arkansas, Nebraska, all different kinds of perspectives. Oregon, California, here in Colorado. I have multiple people from all those places that have either agreed to come here and be on the podcast or be on it when I go branch out to those places after Rona season. My mom was supposed to come hang out for a little bit. We might get her on a podcast, see if she's down to do all that good stuff. Shout out to my mom, Melanie. I love you. She's not even heard of that idea unless she just heard it right now. Ever since I never thought I'd be entertaining and creating, other than I've kind of liked the video editing, but it was always just stuff that wasn't, even real or wasn't even mine. I never thought I'd be filming and creating my own things. And I've moved out here to Colorado. I've been inspired by the right people. I've kept those people in the, they're the right side gadgets in the back pocket. They're the fucking right. We got them on the quick draw. We got them on the constant use. They probably hate me for it, but, we're out here with it. And just those inspirations and me taking myself out of my comfort zone alone has opened this up to be what it is and what it's going to continue to be and what it will be in the future. And whenever we fucking take it to new places, all y'all coming with. We showing all y'all the love because you guys are what makes it happen, y'all. I appreciate every comment, every like, every view. The YouTube channel, the first episode, I was so happy, y'all. I had so many views in the first couple of days, first couple of hours with me posting it. Subscribers, views. Like I said hours, like 2 hours into the podcast, I was name dropping and telling people to comment this, telling people to comment that. And some of y'all did it, y'all. Y'all was commenting below. Y'all was showing the love. Y'all was sharing the podcast. I've had multiple people hit me up and they told me that the video is much more pleasurable to watch than just the audio, like all that good stuff. So it's inspired me. Keep all this stuff coming after the quarantine. And for the rest of all of eternity, like I said, it don't matter if it's episode 4 or if it's episode 404. We're going to try to keep entertaining y'all every single time. We're going to try to keep it goofy. We're going to try to keep it wacky. We're going to see how long my hair can get. We're going to see how cool my mustache can get. We're going to do a couple experiments and podcast episodes outside of the situation. I know you guys have seen a couple video clips and the intros and things like that. We might have more to come with, the rapping and smoking with Rick G, and we might have more to come with, little short car interviews. We got plenty of ideas. We got plenty of breaks, we got plenty of time and plenty of days. You know why? Because it's Rona season, baby. People are staying inspirational. People are staying not busy, so people are looking for stuff to look at. And guess what? I have stuff. I want you to look at it through this lens right there, and I'm going to help you do so the best I know how. So here we are, and that's it. I love you guys for it. You guys show all the best love. And the last thing I wanted to touch on, I need to ask listeners about all this. I'm going to stop doing the accent. I need to ask you guys a couple questions. First off, the moons, and I know nothing about it, so I sound like a gooby-goo magoo-goo, but somebody that I work with has been trying to tell me about, horoscopes and moons and not as far as to take it as rocks and spiritual, worships and chants and stuff, but just it seems like every time I explain to one of my coworkers that I feel a certain way, or I've been irritable lately, or she maybe can tell that, or whatever the case, every time my behavior has been explained by her, she's always like, yeah, it's a Scorpio moon, or, this is the reason, and the moon's in this phase. What do you guys think of that? What are you guys thinking? Because it's interesting to me, and I want to know, because I'm kind of into astrology, but I don't really know if, I wholeheartedly want to get myself to believe that. Because I'm not saying it's blaming, I was an asshole because it's a Scorpio moon or whatever. But she told me, for example, the other day that I was talking about all these ideas and all this content I've been creating and ideas I was coming up, and I was, going to film this, going to film it. And I got the one episode out. Second one is this one right now, editing, filming, all that. Sorry, I'm checking time, y'all, too, but it's going to come out, all that good stuff. And she was explaining all these ideas, and I was like, yeah, I don't know what it is lately, but I've had a lot of good ideas. A lot of people have been inspiring me. A lot of things have been happening. A lot of things have been going well. And she was like, well, when's your birthday? You're a Scorpio, right? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, Scorpio moon just hit, a couple days ago, since you've been doing all this stuff and figuring it all out. And it's maybe. And then looked it up. Sure enough, of course, like most horoscope shit, looked up Scorpio moon, all that good stuff. And all the things that I had been feeling inspired me and drew. I just felt like I was drawing inspiration and creativity or thoughts or growth or whatever. I was just finding it in the most random places. I literally found myself in the middle of no situation whatsoever, sitting down and contemplating on situations that I hadn't thought about in years, or ideas that I never thought I would have, or like I said, mainly just things about the past that I had never thought about, or I'd kind of panned over, or I had never either, dealt with, thought about, addressed, figured out, came to a conclusion, asked a question. Just a lot of those things have been super easy to do and figure out and get them situated in my brain the way I wanted to. And then they're just it's weird. It's they're a little check mark. It's they're completed tasks. They're done. They're gone. And I've thought about it, and it's Like I've been having the healthy thoughts that help me grow and inspire me to be more creative and give me ideas and stuff. Like I've said lately, you know, I've been thinking about branching out to some skits. You know, I know I'm gonna branch out to some music videos. I know I'm gonna branch out to some shorter podcast ideas. I know the guest episodes are gonna be longer. Like it's weird. Like I've compiled, you know, a list of. I've never been a list guy. Never. And I've compiled just lists of things that keep me moving here lately. And I'm not saying I'm attributing it to the moon thing. I'm saying they attributed it to the moon thing. And it made a lot of sense. So like I said, I want your guys' opinion, you know, whether it be comment below, whether it be DM in the podcast, whether it be hitting me up personally because you know me. Like, I just want your opinion, man. Like, it's got me thinking a little bit, but I don't want to sound hippity-dippity, you know. I don't want to sound like the moon. You know, some people don't even think the moon's real. If you think that, let me know so we can talk about it. I like to debate. I don't like to argue. People get that twisted a lot. The difference in a debate and an argument is emotional feelings. And sometimes, if you're a good debater, you can get in a debate that makes you feel emotional feelings and still, you know, it can still be a debate and never turn into an argument. But most of the time, it turns into an argument when people start, you know, getting emotional feelings about it or whatever the case. But like, it's just real weird to me how many people. I'm not going to contribute it to the common sense thing we were talking about earlier because a lot of people do have common sense and still can't debate or argue, but it's weird to me. Like, I literally will ask people to be on the podcast for, like, it's not that I hate them. It's just I know we disagree on something heavily, or we could debate on something, or I have a group of buddies and we could all debate on topics and all have different opinions, just whatever. And like, it's just weird to see, you know, some people hesitate. Some people either know that they won't be able to debate without arguing, or they don't think that you'll be able to do that, or they might be the type of person to just poke the buttons until you argue, or you might be, you know, doing that to them and they don't like that. Like, whatever the case, it's the weirdest line to walk, but I want to. And I want to make a couple of podcasts like that. Well, more than a couple. I want to debate. I want to have different topics, you know, not just be in here asking questions, doing interviews with some of my guests. Some of my guests I want to have on here multiple times. You guys are you'll see what's coming, but you guys are going to know the personalities. You're going to know the people. You're going to know what's coming every time you see their face on this freaking podcast, and it's going to be great. Kind of similar to, you know, like a group type podcast where they get together and talk about, you know, watching an MMA fight, or they get together and talk about sports, or they get together and talk about movies, or they get together and it's going to be like that, but topics that are going to make things fun and lively and exciting. And, you know, maybe, like I said, maybe sometimes we're going to walk that line of debate and argument. And some of these people are strangers and some of these people are my closest friends. So it'll be fun. A little walk. Dude, maybe they'll come across the table and break my stuff. You guys think I could get somebody to come? No, I'm just kidding. That's not my goal. But if it happened because I accidentally hurt somebody's feelings or pissed somebody off, you know, y'all will see it. You'll see it. Even, I don't know how consent and things work, but I'll try my best to get you to see it, even though it looks bad to them for beating up breaking my stuff. But you'll see it. I don't care, dude. Get your goggles on, because you'll see it. And I'm gonna hit the mic again with my chin, because it's what we do here. It's really what we do here, you know. Also, I've been looking around. You know, I got to get more artwork over here, maybe. Because it just looks very bare over here in this corner, and I feel like I could do something with it. I noticed that. You know, I'm getting a swivel chair, yo. I'm stuck in this. It used to be like a cheap recliner that I got and looked almost flawless, that I got hooked up with for like $35 as a leather recliner, and then the back blew out on it. So now it is not a recliner. It is just an ass cushion with the arms on it. And I also just want to get a swivel chair because it can make things fun. I could, you know, ha ha over here and look at the audio, and I could ha 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 back to you, and I could wah over here, and I could spin a 360 if I wanted to, if I needed to, even though it'd be kind of hard with this cord. Yeah, it's going to be great. We're going to get new chairs, new guests, new episodes. And as for this one, I think I'm going to wrap it up, y'all. I appreciate y'all being here. I hope you had a freaking phenomenal time. I hope you guys love the new setup. Hope you guys love the new episodes. They're always going to be, from now on, dropping on YouTube for the week that they're out. And then audio listening, for some reason, I have been having trouble. As soon as I upload the video with the audio link into it, it's trying to tell me that I have the video on the audio only, some of the podcasts only. So once I get that figured out, I'm posting all the episodes at the same time as the YouTube. But for right now, episodes are just coming on the YouTube channel until I get that figured out. And like I said, as soon as I get it figured out, 13 and 14, both audio, will be posted. Right now, they're just going to be on the YouTube channel, but that's what we're rocking with anyways, y'all. We love the video editing. We love being goofy self, We love asking y'all questions, getting y'all comments, concerns, and all that. And we're going to keep it coming for y'all. That's all I can say. We're going to keep it coming. And even if you're annoyed by it, we're going to keep it coming. Don't watch. And if you love it, we're going to keep it coming and keep watching. And we're going to keep it, hopefully, rocking so interesting and so often that you ain't got to rewatch my stuff if you love me so much. If you love me so much, you watching every episode 4 times, I appreciate it. But I also, hate myself for not doing enough for you, I need to do things for you guys because now, like I said earlier, I'm not looking at the Canon screen or myself on the screen anymore, baby, or audio over here. Ooh, I just got real close. Sorry. Or audio over here while I'm talking to you guys anymore. I'm looking into the windows of your soul, your freaking eye peepers right here, and I'm drawing connections with y'all via internet right now because it's Rona season, but before and in the future because I love it and I love y'all and that's it. And we're getting out of here. My dogs are looking bored. I'm going to take them for walks. I'm going to go run errands. And that's Awkwardly Tall, episode 14. Rappity dappity. Wrap it before you tap it. Wrap it up, you hussies. That's it. That's the episode. That's it. It's crazy. It was done so fast. It's nuts. It's freaking nuts. It's nuts. It's crazy. It's done. It's done. It's nuts. It's nuts. It's nuts. It's nuts. Join nuts.